It looks like Samsung might stir up the biggest debate of 2026 before the year even starts. A new leak suggests that the Galaxy S26 lineup could revive the most controversial move in Samsung's flagship history, splitting processors by region. Yes, Exynos for most of the world and Snapdragon only for select markets like the US and China. And this time, Samsung seems confident enough to give its in-house chip a real fight against Qualcomm. Why does this matter? Because this isn't just a spec difference, it's a trust issue. For years, Samsung fans outside the US felt like they were paying the same premium price but getting a second-tier experience. Exynos models in past generations ran hotter, drained more battery, and underperformed in gaming compared to their Snapdragon twins. It created a quiet divide in the Galaxy community. Those who got Snapdragon bragged, and those who got Exynos complained. So when rumors say the Galaxy S26 Pro will use the new Exynos 2600 in most regions, people aren't just curious, they're skeptical. According to new evidence spotted by Sam Mobile, the base model, expected to be called the Galaxy S26 Pro, will ship with the Exynos 2600 almost everywhere. Only the US and China might get the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 instead. There's also a possibility of a Galaxy S26 Edge model, and maybe even a Plus variant, but the chip strategy seems to stay the same across those versions too. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to sit at the top as usual, but whether it also gets split by region isn't confirmed yet. Now let's talk about this Exynos 2600, because Samsung is clearly betting big on it. It's reportedly built on Samsung's own 2nm process, which already sounds ambitious. It features a 10-core CPU using ARM's new C1 series cores and an Eclipse 950 GPU for graphics. On paper, it's not just trying to keep up, it's aiming to compete directly with Apple's i19 Pro chip from the iPhone 17 series, and even outpace Snapdragon's latest offerings. Some reports even suggest Samsung might have pulled ahead in early internal benchmarks. But as always, real-world performance is what counts, not just spec sheets. Here's where things get interesting. If Samsung truly managed to close the performance gap, or even match Snapdragon this time, the regional split might not be the same disappointment it used to be. Imagine a world where Exynos users don't feel like they're getting the short end of the stick. That would be a huge shift in perception for Samsung's chips. But until reviews and real-world comparisons come out, the trust issue remains. Samsung fans have long memories, and past Exynos models left a mark. Still, the Galaxy S26 launch is shaping up to be one of the more exciting ones in years. The lineup naming could change, there's whispers of a fresh design, and the market overall is feeling more competitive again with Apple and Google pushing harder. After a few quiet years where phones started to feel too iterative, the S26 series might finally shake things up not just in hardware, but in how people feel about Samsung's strategy. The real question now becomes less about specs and more about confidence. Will buyers in Europe, India, and other Exynos regions trust Samsung enough to pre-order? Or will they wait for performance reviews to see if the Exynos 2600 can actually compete this time? If Samsung delivers, this could be the comeback story the Exynos brand desperately needs. But if it doesn't, we could see that familiar frustration return. People importing Snapdragon models, debating performance differences online, and calling out Samsung for treating markets differently. Personally, I think Samsung knows exactly how sensitive this topic is. The decision to split chips again suggests they're confident the Exynos 2600 isn't just good enough, they want it to stand on equal ground. If it does, Samsung could finally unify its flagship experience in spirit, even if the hardware differs behind the scenes. But if it doesn't, the Exynos versus Snapdragon debate is about to come roaring back louder than ever. Either way, the Galaxy S26 launch won't just be about new camera features or design tweaks. It's shaping up to be a test of trust between Samsung and its global user base. And that's what makes it one of the more intriguing releases to watch in early 2026. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.